Now, you get your scion wood or your graft wood late February, 1st of March. Today's March 2. I've collected most of my graft wood, but it's a very simple process, but I'll give you a quick look. Now this is a grafted tree. That's probably a 4 to 5 year old graft right here. I'd say 5. It's had pecans on it. And so it's had pecans, and I know the variety, and say I want to do some more of this particular tree. Well, what we do is just take a limb, a small limb, the size of a pencil or a marker, for example, about 6-inch long stick, and we will take that off of this superior tree. And we will go to a small tree and put it on a small tree. The very popular term for that is nowadays would be cloning. You find your superior tree, you take some scion wood off of it, you go to a native tree, you graft it, and that becomes identical to the tree that you took it from. It's one and the same. And another characteristic that's very unusual, it takes about 20 years before a pecan tree will start producing unless you graft it. And you take your graft wood from a tree that's already in production, and it maintains that characteristic. I can't explain it, but it's very valuable. I've had trees that the second year that they were grafted, and they're no bigger than your finger in circumference, and they'll have pecans on them. So in 5 years, you're making pecans. There's a little tree. That's probably a 5-year. There's probably a 5-year. Those have pecans. If we hadn't grafted it, it'd be another 10 years before those things would have had anything, and they'd probably been about the size of peanuts. So we're getting larger pecans. Quality, size is important, but the quality of the nut meat. How well does it crack in a mechanical cracker? That's huge. So there's a number of characteristics which I will list at some point in this process that you want when you're selecting a pecan, these are the characteristics that you want to look for. Well, it comes to mind, one variety of pecan in Texas isn't going to cut it in Missouri. The growing season is extremely different. Even from state to state or orchard to orchard. I mean, I've known guys that have a pecan tree, a good native, that's the best thing, this is my best tree. And you can go and take scion wood and go to another area with it and put it on, and you won't get necessarily the same results. I mean, it'll still be the same tree, but there's difference in the soil, you get more moisture in some places than others, so you need to find what works for you. And the problem is it takes a lifetime to do that, to get that figured out. But keep records. You're passing this on to somebody, and so it's a learning experience for sure. But anyway, we were talking about taking some graft wood, and so what we want to do is we'll take some scion wood off of this tree. We want to make sure it is above the graft. If there's a limb down here on the native tree, we don't want to get it because it'll be the same as the rootstock. So we know here's our graft, and what we will do is take a nice limb. Here's good one right here. Cut that off, and we will take several pieces off of here. We've got 1 year growth, that's in 2017. It comes down to here, that's 2015. This is 2014. And I like the 2-year-old graftwood myself, the scion wood. I think most people go with the 1 year. I prefer the 2. So what I would do, right there, in my opinion, is just about right. You've got, here's your bud. There's 1, 2, 3. That will be your tree. You put this on, on another tree, there'll be a bud come out, a limb start out here, and that'll be your future tree right there. So I'll cut 100 of them a year, and do most of them, give some away. I'll take that home and wax it. That's something I do. A lot of people don't, but works for me, and we will show that at the house. But anyway, it's kind of interesting to think that you can take that little stick, that little sign, off of that tree and go to another tree and insert it into it, which we'll certainly show you. And to think that could turn into a 150-year-old massive tree, and but it can. So back to the limb I cut off. I would take right there's 2 good ones. Now there's 2 different methods of grafting. There's an inlay, which is these bigger trees, like we've done here. And then if you have small trees the size of your finger, or say like this, if that was your tree, you can graft like that. I'll show you how that's done. And it's simple and it's quick. But anyway, if you have several different sizes of graftwood, so say if this is say this is your tree that's growing up out of the ground and it's about this tall, just use your imagination. And we're going to put on a scion wood on it. Well, we want something that'll match up about the same size. See, that there's pretty small. So if you have a variety, get a variety of sizes in your scion wood. At the end of the season, just throw them out. They're of no value. You can't carry them over to the next year. And but get a variety of sizes when you're cutting your grass. Let's leave it at that for